Hey everybody, welcome back to Faraday Research, and yeah, it's been Christmas, and that's all done now, and we're just coming up to the new year, and I got some new gear to work with, so I'm actually using this new tripod holder thing, so I'm still kind of getting used to it, so if I'm shaky and all that kind of stuff, don't kill me, please. No nasty comments. But anyways, yeah, I did some stuff. I'm starting to brand my stuff a little bit just to create a little bit more of an identity online. So I'll show you what my wife did for me. And there is my new Faraday Research logo. And I'm going to be making some shirts with that logo. She got this really cool device, the circuit cut, and she can do all the really neat stuff. And she did a shirt for my daughter, and she can do iron-ons and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. So today's video, we are going to discuss what they call reactive inductance. Very important thing. And this has been what's causing a lot of my trouble in my circuits. And I did some research over this holiday and trying to figure out how this works. All right. So first things first, people associate voltage with EMF. It's not. EMF stands for electromotive force, which is the actual push of the current. It creates the actual current itself. Now, this is done in an inductor, a coil. Now, there's going to be two scenarios I'm going to show. We're going to show with the core and without the core of what's going to happen. All right? So when we have the core, this light will blink, but not very fast. But you'll notice that the brightness of the light is going to be quite a bit less. When I take the core out, you're going to get a lot of blinking, but the light is going to be quite a bit brighter. Okay? So that's what we're going to discuss today is inductive reactance. If you haven't become a subscriber, bottom right hand corner, I also got my Patreon there. I'm going to be doing many more videos like this. I do still the live stream with Bernie on his channel, and yeah, you can check that out. I'll even put the link in for Bernie's podcasting. He does crypto, he does the energy stuff with me, does a lot of great stuff. He has a great partner out in Perth, Australia, Campbell, and he's got a really huge following out there. So I hope you guys can join them on their radio shows and their live streams. Very entertaining. I'll even put some of the links for the video or the live streams that I've done with Bernie, and you can also watch those and enjoy those as well. So getting back to what we're doing here, inductive reactance. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to do it with the core. Okay, got a metal core in here. So the light's going to blink, but not very fast, and it's not going to be as bright. Okay, so what's happening is that, like we were discussing in a couple of past videos, what happens is because you got a core there, it's increasing the magnetic field. Okay, and when you increase the magnetic field to a certain point, it gets trapped. It actually gets trapped in there. So you're not getting the full voltage you want, and you're not getting all the current you want. It's getting trapped in this coil. And I'll demonstrate it, so it's going to show not going to be very bright. It's going to blink a little bit, but slow, not as fast. So I'll show you. I got it set at 8 volts. Okay. So to you, it's not very bright, and it does blink. All right. So that's showing me that the power is getting trapped inside this coil. Now, EMF is when a coil field stops and it collapses, and then that power comes jumping back out. That jumping back out is the electromotive force. That's the current, not the voltage. It's the current. All right. So now I'm going to remove the coil out of here. Now it's going to blink really fast now, but it's going to be a lot brighter. Now watch. quite a bit brighter. All right, now put the core back in. Not as bright, and it's not blinking as much, it's more steady. All right, so you're getting more of a steadier flow, but the thing is, it's being held within the coil. When you get the EMF, that's the pushing, that's the electromotive force, that's the current going, and that's when you get the big burst of power, which you think it's voltage. It's not. It's the burst of current, not voltage. It's current. So I'll take the core out again. Now watch. All right, going a lot brighter now because you got the collapsing. The field is collapsing faster. You're getting that EMF going, so it's creating that electromotive force, and it has to only go one way, and that's out. All right. So in this scenario, it would be better to charge batteries, like capacitors and stuff like that, without a core. Now, the size of the core does make a difference too. It's a big difference. You got more resistance, right? So what I'm going to do now is I got a 1K ohm resistor, okay? 1K ohm resistor there, all right? And I'm going to put it in parallel. So I'm going to add more resistance to the circuit. Now, it doesn't take much as far as resistance. Sometimes only about 10 or 20 ohms, you can get quite a bit of a difference. All right, so now I've got the resistor hooked up in parallel with the light. All right, so this is without the core. Now, what will happen is when you have more resistance in there, I added 1K ohm. The load on your power source is going to go up now. You're actually inducing more of a current demand, so it puts more of a load on your power supply. All right. Now I'm going to put the core in it. All right. Now it's trapped even more in the core. Now there's no blinking at all. So the more ohms resistance that your coil is, so meaning the bigger the core is, the more ohms resistance it is, and the more it's going to get trapped. So even more so not to have a core. If you have a core, your amperage is not there. Now, when you got the blinking, that's the field collapsing on itself, and that's the EMF, that's electromotive force. So now your current is going to start flowing. See? Now it's brighter, it's blinking, that shows me that there's collapsing and the current is flowing. So just by increasing the ohms resistance of your core will make all the difference. Now there are formulas on how to calculate this. For me, it was more of a trial and error to get it to the scenario so I could show you what inductive reactance is. So it's very important to understand this. So not always having an iron core is good for your circuit. It will smoothen out the power, but you're going to lose the voltage and you're going to lose the current flow. Okay? You remove the core, you're going to increase your voltage, and you're also going to increase your current. All right, so the more you trap that field in there, it makes it harder for it to come out. It's still there, it hasn't gone anywhere. The other thing too is when you get, say I'm running high frequency in this, I'm running in the kilohertz. Okay, if I were to do this with 60 hertz, this thing would catch on fire. Because what will happen is, because I'm running at a lower frequency, that EMF will increase dramatically, okay? So if I were to hook this up to a Tesla coil, and I got, say, 8,000 volts at, say, 42 kilohertz, I could touch it with my finger and not get killed. But I could take 120 volts at 60 hertz, I touch that, I'm a dead man. You see what I'm getting at? Because the current increases dramatically. So if I were running this, say, in a 60 hertz scenario, I'd be trapping about 40 amps approximately in this, depending on what the ohms resistance of the coil is. It could go 100. If it goes to 100 and you got 22 gauge wire, can we say fire? Like call the fire department? Yeah. So, and create a huge amount of heat really, really, really fast. So, you gotta be careful when you're dealing with this stuff. It's very important. Because I'm working in a high frequency band, it's actually, believe it or not, well, it can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but for what I'm doing with right now, it's a lot safer. I don't have to worry about my cores heating up and, getting too hot, right? But for all intents and purpose here, it's a lesson to tell you what inductive reactance is. It's a game changer in your circuit, okay? So what I'm after is charging power. Now, capacitors, they don't really care about the voltage, but they damn sure care about the current going in. So when you're making a circuit to charge capacitors, well, the chances are this inductor is going to play a very, very big role in that circuit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something out of it. I'll just show you quickly one more time. This is with the core. Okay, solid. Okay, it's solid, and I also have the 1K ohm resistor in parallel. Okay, that actually shows the scenario actually better. I've actually got it dialed in exactly the way I want to show and present it to you. Now, I'm going to take the core out. Now you're going to get the blinking, and you're going to get a lot brighter of a light. Okay? Because now, that electricity in there, even though I still got electromotive force, it's not trapped. It's able to escape and leave that core and go to my load. So I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up. There's going to be a lot more great videos coming up. I'll be getting my branding going. I'll get some t-shirts going, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can help support me that way. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see everybody soon.